Hey, it's hammer time. On this special episode of Hammer Time, we're here with Senator Tim Scott from the great state of South Carolina. As a guy who runs the Arizona Chamber, I just wanted to tell you that there's tremendous excitement about the provision that you authored in the tax bill on opportunity zones. If you could maybe talk a little bit about the importance of that to you and how that whole idea came to fruition.
Absolutely. As a kid who grew up in a single-parent household, mired in poverty, I was stuck in neighborhoods where there may be a lot of potential, but the ability for that potential to see the light of day was very small, not very, very high. So one of the things I've tried to do as a legislator is to remember the days of being stuck and mired in poverty with a lot of dreams and a lot of aspirations. The Opportunity Zone legislation really focuses on bringing the resources and the opportunities back into those distressed communities. The average Opportunity Zone has a 31% poverty rate. So what we're trying to do is to tackle poverty by focusing not on a war on poor people, but a war on poverty, and bringing resources into those communities. The way that we achieve that is by deferring the capital gains tax up to 7 years if you make a long-term investment in one of those distressed communities. The good news is those distressed communities designations are all over the country and all over Arizona. So we find ourselves in a place where businesses, entrepreneurs, people who are experiencing a capital gain burden can now invest those resources to do good and make a good return.
And there's trillions of dollars on the sidelines. And our governor, Governor Ducey, I believe, designated about 168 sites in Arizona.
Yes, exactly. So some have said as high as $6 trillion could be deployed. That's hard to imagine. I think next year we could see between 25 and 50 and as high as $100 billion deployed around the country to do the good work that's necessary in the opportunity zones.
And bipartisan support for what you did.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I also saw you at the U.S. Chamber where you used this term that I've stolen. I just have to tell you this, and I usually attribute it to you, earn while you learn. I know that you've been a big proponent of apprenticeship. Can you talk maybe a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I think it's really important for us to recognize that one of the ways that we cultivate the workforce of the future is to give them a chance to earn and learn at the same time through apprenticeship programs or some other vehicle that would be just as well suited. In my opinion, it is a classic example of doing the right thing and using common sense. So the right thing is making sure that your company is successful. Common sense is making sure that you develop your own workforce for the future. Apprenticeship programs or earning and learning at the same time allows for folks to see that actually manifest. It's like germinating the seed below the soil and then pop, you have this wonderful example of what's possible by developing the talent yourself.
And in part because of this very strong economy, if you talk on the business community, it's all about skills. It's all about workforce.
Exactly. So we have to be involved and engaged in workforce development in an intimate way. What I mean by an intimate way is we have to do it on the ground at the location where the jobs are. There's a reason why we have more jobs available than people looking for work. It's because in part there's a misalignment between the skills necessary to do the work and the community where that job resides. So if we could train the people around that job, we may not be able to close the gap completely, but we can make it far more effective.
I just wanted to thank you in the chamber world, state chamber leaders, regional chamber leaders, the U.S. Chamber. Your work on workforce development and your work on opportunity zones has been an inspiration, and we're all working hard to make sure that your good work gets implemented in every state of the country.
Well, thank you. The good news is it's never one person who does all the hard work. It's typically a team, and I have an amazing team on my own staff, and frankly throughout Congress and of course the Senate as well. We've had a group of people who have been supportive of the changes that we've been able to see become law. So I'm thankful that there are hundreds of people around this Congress and millions around this nation who are understand and appreciate the importance of the opportunity.
Thank you, Senator Scott.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank
you.